Nano Dimension stock has been taking a pretty hard beating over the past few weeks. Since around the start of February, NNDM stock price has been sliding down to prices that we have not seen since December of last year. But is the fall in the stock price warranted, or just a matter of unfortunate market conditions? And how does the long-term outlook for Nano Dimension look for those of us invested into the company? We will be going over the bull and bear cases for NNDM in today's video so that you can make the best assessment on this stock for yourselves. So let's get started. Hello everyone, this is Mark with MC Stocks. Remember to subscribe and hit the like button for more videos like this one. And as always, remember to do your own due diligence when investing and seek a financial advisor for professional advice. So let's start off with the bear case for NNDM stock by looking at this Investor Place article written on March 3rd. Straight from the article's title, we can tell that the author is clearly not a fan of NNDM's recent business practices, saying that the jig appears to be up for Nano Dimension. And right in the first paragraph, we learn that they are directly criticizing NNDM's recent influx of cash by stating that they are in the business of raising cash through equity offerings as opposed to the 3D printing business. Over the past 6 months, NNDM stock rose about 450%, while the company has had 8 capital raises at successively higher prices. The most recent one, for $500 million before expenses, was at $12.80 per share on February 15th. Adding all of their cash raises together, we can see that the $1.4 billion cash balance that NNDM has represents 61% of its $2.4 billion market value. In other words, more than half of the company's market value is purely coming from their cash balance. The article then goes on to say that investors have caught on to NNDM's share dilution strategy, followed by making the claim that there is nothing supporting them in terms of fundamental operations. And further down, they state that they believe NNDM has essentially become a de facto SPAC with a shell of an underlying tech business, since cash is now their major asset. So quite the twist being laid out by this Investor Place article with a bearish view on the company, going as far to say that the company's focus has shifted from their 3D printing technology and more towards merger and acquisitions like a SPAC stock, since their primary asset is now cash. But is this all bad news? Do the majority of investors agree with this article? Well, let's first just take a look at the technicals of the stock. Over a 6-month view, we can see the RSI indicator has frequently visited the overbought region. Then, around the time of their last capital raise, around February 15th, we can see the start of the steady decline over the next month, bringing us to where we are today. But notice how deep we are in the oversold region of the RSI at this point. We hit a low of about 15 on the RSI at the lowest point of the recent stock price. So was the latest capital raise the straw that broke the camel's back? Or is there something else going on? Well, the share dilution right around the time of announcing the capital raise, valuing the stock at $12.80 per share, while it was selling for over $15 on the market, could explain the immediate drop-off over the next week until the stock price hit that $12.80 value. After that point, we need to look at the broader market to explain the continued sell-off. On the 22nd, we had the long-awaited Lucid Motors and CCIV SPAC merger deal finally being announced. But this announcement took many by surprise due to the unexpected valuation made in the deal, sending the SPAC stock price tumbling. Then we were followed up by Treasury bond rates changing, causing investors to reconsider their risk tolerance in the market, sending the whole market falling further. So with this information alone, we can understand that NNDM faced a two-sided blow, with NNDM being an early-stage company and thus carrying a bit of risk. The fluctuation in bond yields would entice some investors to shift towards a less risky investment with some more definite returns. Then, if investors agree with the Investor Place article and do in fact assess Nano Dimension as though it were a SPAC stock, then the recent plunge in the popular CCIV SPAC stock would have set a negative tone on any merger or acquisition type plays. But with that being said, let's now shift over to what the bulls are thinking about this stock. We know that NNDM is expected to make their earnings announcement on March 9th for the 2020 fiscal year and are expected to report roughly $3.4 million in sales, according to their preview statement released on February 9th. Furthermore, they stated in their preview that they had about $1 billion in cash reserves with zero in debt, and this was disclosed prior to their February 15th capital raise of another $500 million. But we get some bullish sentiment in the next paragraph, coming straight from the CEO. He states that the pandemic, quote, affected the sales of our Dragonfly LDM systems in 2020. In fact, I stated publicly that revenue in 2020 could be close to zero. Therefore, I am pleased with our results. So clearly, from expecting revenue from being close to $0 to seeing $3.4 million in sales is something to be pretty pleased about. But most investors investing into this stock are looking for the long-term growth potential, especially since it is a relatively new company on the market. And according to the previous Investor Place article we just reviewed, the growth outlook for NNDM appears to only be correlated with a merger or acquisition deal like a SPAC stock would be. But let's take a look at this highlighted point here. In the list of 5 upward trends for the company that the Nano Dimension CEO provides, we learn about the performance of one of their newest products, Nanos. He states that they have strong initial sales of Nanos, nano services of proof of concept, prototyping, printing, of high-performance electronic devices. So here, we're learning about a key business growth for Nano Dimension. Originally, they branded themselves as a 3D printing circuit board company, primarily with their Dragonfly system and ink. But now with this Nanos system, we are seeing them enter into printing entire electronic devices for prototyping. This is opening the door for more customers to come in and for Nano Dimension to rake in more profits from selling their printers as well as from recurring revenue from their ink. And Cathie Wood, CEO of ARK Invest, has taken this into account and discussed this in a recent interview posted on March 4th. Let's hear what she has to say.
NNDM, anything on genomics?
Yeah, Nano Dimension actually is, originally it used to call itself a 3D printed circuit board company. Now it's broadened its view of itself, defining the market to a 3D printed technology device company. It's getting incredible business from defense agencies around the world. It's an Israeli company. We always look for where the defense is putting their money, where they think a technology is highly differentiated, and we get to know the company, which we have, and we're very impressed with the new management. The founder is still very involved, but as is usually the case, a company's founder is into the tech and really needs to bring in a business partner, which he has done. So we're very impressed.
So she clearly sees the upside in NNDM and finds the value of having it in her ETFs. NNDM could continue to grow with the further expansion of their technological products, or they could also grow through key investments and acquisitions. Cathie hints at this by explaining that she likes that the company has onboarded business leadership that looks beyond just the technology. So the combination of continued innovation plus smart business decision making, like making strategic partnerships, mergers, or acquisitions, utilizing their cash on hand, could bode well for Nano Dimension in the long term. This dip in the stock price could be the perfect buying opportunity to start your position in NNDM or to add to your existing positions. If you are looking to buy some shares of Nano Dimension and need a brokerage, be sure to use our referral links in the description below for some free sign-on bonuses that can get added to your accounts. Good luck everyone with your holdings, and stay tuned on our channel for any news regarding the latest Nano Dimension developments. Thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified when we release our next video. Please like and share for more videos similar to this one, and comment below with any questions that you may have so that we can address them in future videos. Thanks.